G'day all, welcome back to Gaskets Tales, Diary of a Privateer Racer. Well, I guess it's time to meet the star of the show, Green with Envy. He's all set up. Figure out, see what I'm doing here. And of course you got the famous rear end of the MBs. That's the old pit banner. Oh, as I said, they've finished doing their coaching day now. So we'll head out on the track and do our usual track inspection and see how it's looking. And yeah, I'll bring you on each corner. Catch you. Okay, here we go. We're out at pit exit. We've come down from the pit lane up there. And then we come out here onto the last turn, onto the short main straight and start finish line. It's a really pretty little track. It's a nice surface, and we'll give you a quick little look at it. I'll meet you up at the start line. Okay, here we go. This is the one that we all want to be sitting on. Good old pole position. When you're looking up the track, you got a slight right hand kink, very slightly uphill. If you back down there, you can't really see it on here I don't think, but it's uphill a fair bit. And then we just go through a right kink and you head over there. So as I said, it's quite a scenic little track. We usually have pit boards. They have to sadly have to stand up behind those tyres there, so it's a fair way away. But when you're standing there, you'll probably see a medical car over there. You can actually see almost the entire way around the track. The only spot you can't really see is through those trees on the other side. The track goes around there. But it's quite a tricky little track. It looks very easy, but there's quite a few little tricks to it. Okay, I'll go up here to turn one and we'll have a look up there. Here we go. We've made it to turn one. As you can see, you've gone up and down a little rise from the straight there. We come into turn one. It's quite a tight, it's a real tight little corner actually, and it just keeps going around. It's probably about 190, 200 degrees. Yeah, it coming from that straight, especially off the start. Last year we had quite a few incidences in here, like I had to cut the grass over there and that little bend at the start, and up on the outside here, and yeah, quite a few guys did the old inside bomb on others and came out wide. It's pretty heavily banked, so you can actually hit this corner a lot heavier than people think you can. But yeah, it always makes it fun. It's very entertaining. As I said, you got the infield there and everybody's always standing along that wall. And it just comes down here. This is probably the next corner, turn two is probably third gear I think. You're clicking fourth as you're hitting through it. Let's just keep the gas on. Anyway, I'll meet you up at the hairpin up the far side there, and we'll have another look up there. Alright, here we go. We're approaching turn three. Looks like it's started getting some bumps into the braking area. This one's quite easy to get really wrong. It's quite tight. As you can see, it's heavily banked again, so there's a lot more corner speed than people think. But most people tip in too early, so they push out. You can probably just make out here a couple of scrape marks that people have gone off. Quite often actually follow that line. A lot of people are really coming out wide. You actually, so it comes around here. I actually don't apex it till almost off the end, about here somewhere. So it sets me up with a much better drive. See if we can get out of that sun for you. Goes up there to a right hand kink, which is quite quick. I don't think everybody walks the track. I sort of walk the track more to try and give myself a bit of a routine I like to be calm, which quite often I'm not, because having always done all the work and riding on my own, I'm quite often flustered and racing around trying to remember bits. Now I've got my girlfriend Chris, who does a lot of work. She's my main pit chief. She does the pit board. She's been my brolly dolly over in UK. Yeah, she's comes to every single round with me. She pays for quite a bit for it. Helps me out a lot. Works on the bike. Yeah, it's great fun. Makes it a lot better experience. And we seem to be going a bit better now, because I'm not always just thinking I can concentrate more on my riding than just working on the bike. Alright, as you can see, it's actually a bit tighter than it looks when you're on it, but you don't let the throttle off the whole way up here. Alrighty, we'll go up to the next corner and I'll catch you up there. Alrighty then, here we are up at turn 4. You've come out of that fast sweeper over there, you're going into another one, and you're setting yourself up for this next corner here. So you pretty much, you can't ride the perfect line through this one for it's on its own to get your maximum speed. So you've got to set up for this one is more important, because the exit on that is very important. As you can see, it's quite a good little setup up here. It's just a little track, nice elevation. You can pretty much see the whole track, which I think makes it good for the crowd and for your pit crew. I've heard a lot of people don't like this track. It's little. I actually quite enjoy it. It's fun, great layout. You know, got undulations. It's not that bumpy. A few little ones, but that adds to the character. Yeah, not too much more you can say about it. As I said, here you go. It's quite a tight, short little corner, this one. Leads to there's quite a lot of overtaking attempts up here. I haven't seen too many succeed, but because everybody comes hammering out of that corner really quick, and they either try and shoot up the inside, which usually ends in tears, but it's always fun. Anyway, we'll walk up to this next corner, and it's a really long, blind sweeper. So we'll give you a look when we get up there. Alrighty, here we go. You've come out of turn 4, slightly downhill, and you're hammering down into this one. This is really interesting on the bike, because it's quite blind, and as you can see just there, it drops off. So when you're hitting entry there, you're looking through the corner as we do, and you're actually looking past those trees there, but you can't see the track. So you got to try and remember your lines that you had. But this is one of my favourite parts of the track. I don't know how other people do it, but every time I go to a new track, or every track from there, I always concentrate on the fast corners first. I figure you're going to make more time on a slower rider getting quicker at it, because it's fast through there. I reckon the difference between a fast and a slow rider in a hairpin would only be half a second. You can make 2 seconds up in a fast corner alone. So I always concentrate on the fast corners and then work my way back. Don't know how other riders do it, but that's my style. And plus I just like the speed. All the fast tracks are where I really enjoy it. As I said, I walk the tracks always. It's just a bit of a routine. It sort of helps me get into the whole weekend. Like for now, at the moment, I haven't been on a bike since the last round of last year, which was late November 2016. So it's a long time between. You get a bit rusty. So this weekend's always harsh. Yeah, alright. So from here, now you're going downhill. It gets a little bit off camber. Just as you come down here, you change the direction there, goes off camber, and then you go downhill and set up for what's supposedly a straight. But as you can see, it's actually 2 kinks in there. So it makes it a bit of fun. It's quite bumpy, up and down all over the place. The other thing with this track is she's an old track, and they've actually started resurfacing it at the moment. So half the track's a little narrow one, and then you come into a couple of sections that are nice and wide. Then they go back to the narrow ones, so you get riders all of a sudden running out of road. But yeah, it's great. Alrighty, well, I don't think you really need to see the straight, so we'll wait till we're up the far end there, And you have a look around the back section, which was all starting from just over this little hump here. It all got resurfaced for last year, so it was really good. Anyway, I'll meet you up the last corner, up that end of the straight there. Alrighty, here we are, up the end of the straight. As you can imagine, this corner leads to a lot of trouble. You're coming up here full noise. I don't know what speed a lot of the bikes are doing. I'm probably doing 270 when I get up to here. Yeah, as you can see, lots of people slightly make a mistake on this one. It's an awesome part of the track. All this, like I said, from about the start of the straight up there, they've resurfaced this all the way around to the final corner, so it's a bit wider here. And this track is so grippy. Last year we had a damp race and I was on slicks and I was still getting quite a lot of grip. I wasn't losing as much ground as I thought I would have. And yeah, we just hung in there, and I think we still collected a second or a third or something out of it for my class. With the bears, there's a few classes. I think this place, I think we have 2 classes in the one race, 2 or 3. I haven't actually looked at it this year, so I'll have to look at the program when I get back. As you can see again, it actually cambers up the more you go into the corner. So from about halfway it starts cambering, and then where I'm standing now there's quite a lot of camber. They're just setting up all the lights and brake markers and stuff at the moment. They don't have too many flag marshals here, so they use a light system. Yeah, so we get up to that corner there, which leads to a nice entertaining last part of the track. We'll go up there and here we are again. This corner last year was actually my little nemesis. I really struggled, I don't know why, I struggled to get this one right. As you can see, the approach is slightly uphill, so you'd think you can brake a bit later. Goes into a slight positive camber, but then as you come out on the exit, about mid-track it drops off. It goes off camber, and you need to be out there for the next corner, so it's hard to set that one up really well. But up until about third distance, you can see the joins here. Up until this one here, which is the one on the outside, it's really heavily cambered, and then as soon as you hit that join, it has a slight camber, or in some spots it drops off. Yeah, so it makes this corner quite interesting and a lot harder than I expected to get right. So I was really trying to concentrate on that one there because it's a lot faster. Dropped off this outside quite a few times. Yeah, some crazy moves last year. Up where the car is, oh, you can't see him in the sun. Up on top of the hill there, we had a few people take some others out. Tomorrow's going to be quite an interesting day for me. It's just a practice day, but I've got no tyres. I've got a set of tyres that I can get on for Saturday for qualifying and racing. I was using the one new set, but my old tyres are totally dead. So last time I was on them was back in November, as we said, and it was sliding front and rear pretty bad. So we're just going to have to idle around the track and just make sure everything's running, because I haven't run the bike since. We've had a quick look over it and we made sure it was all good still, but because I was expecting the new second-hand motor we bought, because trying to find stuff for a 750 MV is pretty damn hard, I was relying on the new motor, and as I said earlier, it didn't arrive. So we've just banged the bike back together and here we are. As you can see, this comes down to a nice little dip, and it's a really wide part of the track and you just absolutely nail it. Then you come up over the hill there into it makes a totally blind corner. It's a very important one because you got a long sweeping left into the last right-hander onto the straight. So we'll have a look at that once we get up the top of the hill. Alrighty, here we go. We're up onto that nice sweeper I was talking about. As you can see, going up a hill. You'll have to forgive my photography. I'm using a notepad. It's so professional. I can see how, we're very steady. I'm probably not even in shot. I have no idea what's going on. I can't flip it around whilst it's filming. You lot might be able to tell me how to do that. But yeah, so you come up this sweeper, you come up that hill, and then it just becomes, as you're coming up there, it's totally blind. There's about 2 lines you can take around here that will work. My lines are quite different to a lot of people. I've got a totally different style to majority of riders. Yeah, but as you can tell, pretty important to stay on the inside of your X-Things. You're going straight into a right-hander. We had, last year there was about 4 people just slamming people out of the way here. Then trying to dive up the inside there. And then you just got to concentrate and get a nice drive and up that short straight, which is the main straight again. There's a little pit area up there. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the little walk around the track. If you're in Australia, you should come out and come for a ride down here one day. And if you're not doing anything this Easter, this weekend, come out and watch us. We'll see what we can put on a show for you. Anyway, till next time, ride it like you stole it.